In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Prime Time, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray.
Tonight on Primetime, a photo shows just how hard virtual learning can be for some young children. We asked experts how to make it all a little easier.
And the head of the U.S. Postal Service changing course after outrage surrounding mail-in ballots in the 2020 election. Why he decided to stop several planned changes.
11 Alive News Primetime on the ATL starts now.
First tonight, new video released today from a deadly police shooting in Atlanta.
James Burns was fired and charged with murdering Kane Rogers, with the investigation raising many questions about how Mr. Rogers was shot. For the last 4 years, we have repeatedly asked investigators and prosecutors for the video ourselves, with no avail. But the case is still tied up in court. Today, attorneys for Rogers' family shared the video with 11 Alive's Joe Hankey, and we want to warn you, this is difficult to watch.
Monroe Drive here is where the shooting took place back in 2016, and attorneys for Kane Rogers' family say he was driving his own car, committed no crime, and the video they released today, they say, shows he did not deserve to be shot. Attorneys for Rogers' family shared this dash cam video today after fighting for years to receive it as part of a wrongful death lawsuit. Investigators previously told 11 Alive Atlanta officer James Burns responded as backup to a call of a suspicious person related to car break-ins at an apartment complex. The dash cam video shows Burns pulling onto Monroe Drive as Rogers drives down the street. Burns fired a shot into the passing car, striking Rogers in the head. Rogers' father says with videos of Rayshard Brooks and George Floyd top of mind, he struggles to watch this video.
Hard to watch it because you start to wonder when will it end.
In a press conference, attorneys for the family said the video shows Rogers posed no threat.
What happened is James Burns made assumptions as Mr. Rogers was driving away that he was involved in something that the evidence strongly suggests he was not.
Burns was indicted and charged with felony murder. His attorney previously said Burns is innocent and needed to make a 2-second decision. Back in 2016, Burns told investigators that Rogers tried to run him over, but an internal affairs investigation found Rogers posed no threat. Over the past 4+ years, legal challenges and motions have slowed down the case, and it has yet to reach trial. The wrongful death lawsuit filed by Rogers' family against the city of Atlanta in 2016 is on pause, court records show, until the criminal case is finalized. Kane Rogers' father says no one from the city nor the mayor's office has ever contacted them immediately after the shooting or ever since.
Beyond painful that the city has yet to acknowledge us in any capacity.
And the family says Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms is taking actions to hopefully prevent future excessive force cases involving APD, but they say the mayor's office has failed to take responsibility for past wrongdoings by its officers.
Another day of virtual learning for families across the metro has many asking how much longer until more school districts open back up for in-person classes. There were 2,800 new COVID cases reported today. That's higher than the past 2 days, but certainly below our current average. The number of active patients also continues to inch down, with almost 2,600 people at the hospital right now receiving care for the virus. In the past 2 weeks, since schools started to reopen, more than 3,500 school-aged children have been diagnosed with COVID-19. 2 have died and 38 have gone to the hospital for treatment.
A 5-year-old boy so frustrated with digital learning that he put his head down and started to cry. This photo is courtesy of the Coweta County kindergarten school where it went viral because so many families now are feeling the same way. This is Where Atlanta Speaks, and we want to hear your experience with virtual learning. What did it look like to you? Caitlin Ross talked to the child's parents about how challenging this is for young learners.
Jana Coombs is just as frustrated with virtual learning as her 5-year-old son.
I just took that picture because I wanted people to see reality, and then he came over and we hugged, and I was crying right along with him.
She described the first day of virtual learning as chaos, trying to also manage a 2nd and 4th grader in online school and a 7-month-old infant.
Getting 5,000 emails a day from all their teachers, trying to keep up is
different apps, different platforms, different links.
Different
half
codes.
The links don't work.
They don't, you're running from one laptop to another.
Her husband Luke says all 3 of their children in online school are missing out. They want their kids back to school face to face.
A lot of what they're learning is getting lost in translation because there's not interaction on a personal level.
Sylvan education expert Michelle Klein says they're not alone.
I get phone calls all the time of parents literally in tears who are saying, I don't know what to do because I'm not a teacher.
She has a doctorate in education and offered these 7 tips to make the experience better for young kids. Establish a set schedule every day. Set an expectation for what online learning looks like, so no school in your pajamas. Set daily and weekly agendas and goals. Use positive reinforcement. Try and break up screen time into smaller increments. Encourage independence in learning. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Ty Lewis at Educationally Speaking says it's also important to pour into your children each day.
A lot of us wake up in the morning and we know how we are when we're getting ready for our jobs and we're like, I don't want to go. But if your child wakes up and they feel that same energy from you, they're going to start the day like that. So affirm them, pour into them, say you are amazing, you are gifted, you're going to have a great day at school today.
2 districts are taking steps to fix problems that families experience with virtual learning on the first day of classes. In Fulton County, parents reported some minor lags. The district says there are now more people to help answer phones at the tech support hotline. They also have updated Microsoft Teams to fix issues families were having with that app. DeKalb County Schools also fixing an issue with the online registration form.
So Bitmoji classrooms are the latest craze among teachers across the country instructing their students virtually. Think of it like a dollhouse, complete with rooms that contain bookshelves, desks, and even dogs. And using this technology, educators are creating avatar images of themselves. 11 Alive's Brittany Kleinpeter spoke with a teacher in DeKalb County who launched her virtual classroom yesterday and gives us a closer look tonight.
So I have lots of rooms with lots of things. So depending on the subject, I sort of have one for every day of the week. Usually lots of plants and dogs.
In this new era of digital learning, teachers are now using the time they'd formerly put into making bulletin boards and hanging posters into designing avatars for their virtual classrooms.
During the summer, when I just knew I had to learn some new online stuff, and it was sort of a distraction of like, well, I don't have to lesson plan, but I could learn how to do this.
DeKalb County teacher Tiffany Lester is one of a host of teachers creating interactive online classrooms to engage younger students. Lester teaches 5th grade at DeKalb Path Academy. She says she has been working through the summer to create her virtual classroom, complete with a cartoon version of herself and her dog.
He's a registered therapy dog and normally comes to school with me anyways. So he's sort of made it into every class.
Lester says that she sees a lot of benefits from the technology, including an unlimited budget.
Teachers are used to a budget that's like this big all the time, and now you have zero budget and you can get anything you want.
The DeKalb County teacher is a part of a Facebook group with hundreds of thousands of teachers from across the country that share ways to create a virtual classroom that caters to diversity and children with disabilities. Lester says she's taken these tips to heart in the creation of her classroom.
But just because you have the freedom to like do whatever you want in there, you still need to actually be thinking about the kids and not just decorating willy-nilly.
These educational fantasy lands are just one way that teachers across the country are really trying to keep their remote students engaged. Lester tells me that tomorrow she's going to host a Zoom meeting with her dog to introduce her entire 5th grade class to him. She's going to share stories about his training as well as how he became a therapy animal.
Atlanta police need your help tonight to find whoever may be responsible for a deadly shooting. It's one of the other big headlines we are following for you right now. Michael Hurd was found shot to death just after midnight Friday inside of an apartment on MLK Drive. Police have shared this photo of the victim with us. Police don't have much information about the gunman, but Crime Stoppers is offering a $2,000 reward. You can make an anonymous tip, and we have posted that hotline number on 11alive.com. A boom in DIY, do-it-yourself home renovations during quarantine is helping Home Depot's bottom line. Our partners at the Atlanta Business Chronicle say the store reported blowout sales and profits for the second quarter of 2020. Profits for the Atlanta-based chain were $4.3 billion. That's up more than 24% from this time last year. And another Atlanta company, Coca-Cola, their employees will now have Election Day off to cast their ballots. Yesterday, the company sent a tweet responding to a challenge by comedian Sarah Silverman, urging several big companies to let people have that day off. Coca-Cola has also signed on with the nonpartisan effort known as Time to Vote to increase voter participation in the country's elections.
The head of the Postal Service holding off on any changes until after the presidential election. Top Democrats have accused the Postmaster General, Louis DeJoy, of trying to stunt the agency's ability to handle a surge in mail-in ballots. DeJoy is a big Republican donor, and when he was appointed in May, said he was going to overhaul the USPS to make it more sustainable. But those changes were met with a lot of backlash, a lot of skepticism about those moves. And now he says to avoid any appearance that he is trying to sway the election, he is putting this overhaul on hold. The criticism of the overhaul ramped up today in Georgia. 11 Alive's Doug Richards has more on the controversy and where it has now gone.
As is the case with so many issues where Georgia's elected leaders stand on funding for the U.S. Post Office, tends to hew closely to where they stand on President Trump.
Vote by mail is the way that this election needs to go.
Democratic Congressman Hank Johnson is no fan of President Trump and no fan of cutbacks the Postmaster General had announced just weeks before the November election. Critics said the cuts would delay mail delivery and likely make mail-in and absentee balloting less reliable.
What he and Donald Trump have been doing is to try to sabotage the operations of the post office.
The delivery of absentee ballots became an issue in Georgia this year when the pandemic drove a majority of Georgia voters to use absentee ballots in the June primary instead of braving crowds at walk-up polling sites. In some counties, voters can deliver absentee ballots to walk-up drop boxes. And although Trump had said explicitly that he wanted to rein in mail-in voting, his backers in Georgia say they supported the postal cuts for other reasons. Republican Kelly Loeffler is on the ballot this fall to keep her appointed seat in the U.S. Senate.
The post office has sufficient liquidity to get us through the election. We have a Postmaster General that's looking at creating more efficiencies.
The effort to make the Postal Service more efficient also got support from Republican Doug Collins, who is running to unseat Loeffler.
I think the politicians made the timing bad. Anytime you can make a government agency run more efficiently and get the job done better, that's always a good time. That's what that we need to have, and that's what should have happened. But
to an extent, there is bipartisan agreement on at least one thing, which is that voters casting ballots this fall might consider choosing options that don't rely on the U.S. mail.
Kids playing inappropriate videos, exposing themselves on Zoom meetings with their classmates. Next, the new obstacles schools are facing when it comes to virtual learning.
Well, it was a dry and cool start to the day with that dry air that has settled in place, so that made it feel pretty nice out there. Great day, but this moisture that's to our south is going to be working its way back in our direction, so coming up, what that means for your forecast for the rest of the week.
And don't forget, we are streaming right now on the 11 Alive YouTube channel. You can subscribe and get in on the conversation there in the community section. There's more 11 Alive news in primetime after this break.
Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on.
A warning for parents and students after a Henry County virtual class was interrupted by an inappropriate moment. 11 Alive's Latasha Givens explains for us.
Well, deputies say if students think streaming pornography is a prank during virtual classes, they should think again because it could have life-altering consequences. This Henry County PD post is getting a lot of attention on Facebook just one day after the school district began digital learning. It warns students, quote, if you stream pornography, nudity, or any sexual acts online, this is a crime. The school district told us the post was in reference to a high school student who shared inappropriate imagery during a remote class. We talked to attorney Paige Pate about the legal ramifications under Georgia law.
Let's say a student shares adult pornography on a webcam or in any way connected either with school or in private, doesn't matter. That is a misdemeanor offense under Georgia law. The person can go to jail for up to a year.
Pate says you can also be fined and have to register as a sex offender. And he says the consequences increase when it comes to child pornography, even if the teen takes an image of themselves.
Let's say a student took a suggestive picture of himself or herself and shared that with classmates. That is a felony offense. That is sexual exploitation. It is computer child pornography.
And Pate urges parents to be extra vigilant with their students' online activity, especially since now they have to be online for hours a day because of digital learning. He also recommends apps to track your students' online activities. Now, deputies tell us this case is being investigated and the appropriate action will be taken.
The Gwinnett County School District says a similar thing happened at Parkview High School yesterday. A student allegedly got upset, started yelling profanities, and then exposed himself to the class. The school says, like many other districts, they have gotten reports of inappropriate language, actions, and dress. They say anything like that will be addressed as a disciplinary matter, and if there is any criminal activity, the school resource officer will get involved as well. They also say the teacher did notify parents.
Well, did you notice the changes early this morning? Well, some of our 11 Alive storm trackers did, like Mary Beth Etheridge in Stockbridge, out for her morning walk. Hardly a cloud in the sky. It was so dry, and temperatures down in the 60s in Stockbridge. So what a great start to the day it was all across North Georgia with some nice comfortable temperatures. I mean, it was almost cool there in Blairsville. 56 degrees was their low. 63 in Peachtree City was their morning low temperature, and 62 in Carrollton. Meanwhile, in the city of Atlanta, 70. That concrete tends to have that urban heat island effect, and it holds on to a lot of the warmth overnight. So we are seeing those dry conditions still tonight for the most part across North Georgia, but still pretty moist here in South Georgia, and that's where we have that frontal system pulled up stationary. That's what we've had multiple warnings today, a lot of lightning, some heavy downpours, gusty, damaging winds. And so this front's going to slowly start making its way back in our direction as this front advances. So we're going to be stuck in the middle. We have an upper level trough in the jet stream. That's going to add some instability and lift as well. So with all the moisture in place, we'll likely see some of these storms like these closer to home as we head into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday as that upper level trough stays in place. So we've had a few showers in North Georgia this evening. The ones that were in Lumpkin County, Fannin County have been dissipating now. I guess it's in southern Union County right here. And then here near Douglasville, we have some downpours as well, right along 78 and between Douglasville and Mableton. Some good downpours. No lightning there, though, however. So pretty benign night, pretty quiet out there this evening, but change is a-coming. So enjoy this evening out there. Got a few bugs, a little bit of a bug alert. But sunset in Gwinnett is lovely with just enough cloud cover to make it look very pastel and beautiful. So overnight tonight, temperatures near 70 degrees. We'll have some clouds out there, but I think mostly clear, especially the next several hours. And then once we get into Wednesday, we'll see those clouds moving in throughout the day. We'll have showers and storms popping up, about a 40% chance of that. So a 6 on your wasometer on that scale of 1 to an 11, with an 11 being a perfect day, a 6 with a 40% chance of mainly afternoon and evening showers and storms. And those temperatures, I mean, for the middle of August, you really can't beat this one. In the mid-80s throughout the afternoon, for much of the afternoon, probably peaking sometime early afternoon in the upper 80s. And then we'll have that 30 to 40% chance of showers and storms throughout the afternoon and evening hours. So moisture is making a return. Rain chances are going to be going up. And we have some tropical systems that we'll be talking about later on in the hour. It's looking pretty likely that at least one of them, if not both, will be our next named system. So moisture levels going up the next few days. We'll see those dew points in the 70s. That's tropical moisture in place when you get dew points in the 70s. And we'll see some of these storms working their way in. So for our Wednesday, we start out with a few clouds out there. This is 8:30 in the morning, and we have a bit of a northeasterly flow bringing in some low cloud cover. Getting into the afternoon, cloud buildup and some showers and storms with some heavy downpours, maybe some large hail, gusty, damaging winds, and frequent lightning. That continues off and on throughout our Wednesday, and then Thursday looks pretty cloudy early to start with that easterly wind in place, and then more heavy downpours as we head in through the afternoon, and then we'll rinse and repeat for Friday. We have that 60% chance in Friday afternoon and evening, and then a 50% chance on our Saturday. So it looks like an active few days ahead. We could easily see some very heavy rain out of some of these storms as they pop up. So a 40% chance on Wednesday, 60% chance Thursday, Friday, 50% chance Saturday, and those temperatures feeling mighty fine down in the mid-80s for the end of the week.
All right, Sam, we are warned. Still ahead, some big Georgia names are on the lineup tonight for the Democratic National Convention. Up next, a closer look at who they are and why they made the list.
And before we go to break, a happy birthday to Rosalynn Carter, the former First Lady, turning 93 today. She is among the Georgia women scheduled to speak tonight at the DNC alongside her husband, former President Jimmy Carter, and a great birthday celebration for both of them. I talked with Chip Carter, their son, about 3 or 4 weeks ago in Plains. He goes, you know, I'm 71 years old and I still have my parents with me. What a gift that is. We'll be right back.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Prime Time, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of
The Democratic National Convention picking up once again today with a focus on the woman who knows Joe Biden the best. His wife, Dr. Jill Biden, is set to speak tonight, and there will also be messages from the party's past and future with speeches from former President Bill Clinton and Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Former gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams, who was on Joe Biden's vice presidential shortlist, will also speak tonight, along with former acting U.S. Attorney General Sally Yates. Many of you already know a lot about Stacey Abrams. She ran against Governor Brian Kemp in 2018 as the first black woman to be the gubernatorial nominee for a major party. But before that, she served in the State House for 11 years and in 2010 became the first woman to lead either political party in the General Assembly as minority leader. Since the governor's race, Abrams' national profile has continued to rise. She created the national voting rights organization Fair Fight and was the first black woman and the first Georgian to deliver a response to the State of the Union address. Abrams went to school in DeKalb County before receiving degrees from Spelman and Yale Law. Sally Yates, another Georgian speaking tonight, is also an attorney. She's a former Deputy Attorney General under the Obama administration and former acting U.S. Attorney General, spending almost 3 decades with the Department of Justice. The roles eventually led to her increased prominence after being fired by President Trump when she ordered the Justice Department not to make any legal argument defending his executive order to temporarily ban refugees from entering the country and barring travel from certain Muslim-majority countries. Before that, Yates became the first woman to serve as U.S. Attorney for the Northern District of Georgia and was the lead prosecutor of the Olympic bomber Eric Rudolph. She's also a graduate of the University of Georgia, both for undergrad and law. You can also expect to hear remarks from the Carters, as you just heard Jeff mention earlier in this newscast, and State Representative Sam Park. Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms scheduled to speak on Thursday, the final night of the convention. Still ahead tonight, an Atlanta man dies while in police custody while pleading with people nearby for help. He told them he couldn't breathe. Our Reveal investigator, Andy Parati, has uncovered new evidence that his death could have been prevented. The full investigation next.
$7.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Prime Time, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Prime Time, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are
throwing up, collapsing, begging for his life, saying that he could not breathe. Video you will only see on the 11 Alive stations. An Atlanta man just hours before he died while in police custody with nurses standing by. Instead of taking him to the hospital, the Cobb County Detention Center put him in a padded room and he died.
The medical examiner ruled his death natural, but Reveal investigator Andy Parati has uncovered evidence showing the man's death could have been prevented. We do want to warn you, some viewers may find this video disturbing.
Infirmary vet speaking, may I help you?
We have a guy named Wingo Cavell. He has been throwing up for a while now since we came on shift.
You seen it?
Yes, ma'am. I've seen him throwing up.
From the moment he stepped inside the Cobb County Jail, nearly everyone thought Cavell Wingo was sick. Everyone, that is, except those who needed to believe him the most.
I'm sending you one down. He's on the way. He's like laying on the floor screaming. He's sweating. He said he's got abdominal pain. He can't fake this.
Video recorded inside the jail in September 2019 has no sound, but interviews conducted by investigators with deputies and nursing staff paint a picture of what happened the night Wingo died.
He was asking for help. He was standing at the glass, repeatedly asking for help, and he could not breathe. And he had actually fell backwards onto the floor and crawled to the window and was asking again, begging for help, and they could not breathe.
When he yelled at me, or he was yelling in the subblock, he said, I need to go to the hospital. I can't breathe. I talked to him for a minute, and I was like, but if you're hollering, you are breathing.
So once he banged on the door, he fell back, because I'm assuming he couldn't breathe. I saw him fall back.
It started just before midnight on September 28th, when a deputy transferred Wingo to the infirmary after complaining of severe abdominal pain caused by an ulcer. Wingo was in custody for drug possession.
He was saying, I'm not going to make it. I'm finna fall out the wheelchair. And I was kind of like, telling him, like, no, you're going to be all right. We're almost there.
Records show for more than 7 hours, the 36-year-old father of 3 repeatedly begged to be sent to the hospital. Jail video shows him collapsing in his cell at least 5 times. A charge nurse named Annalene Visser said she believed Wingo was detoxing and only wanted to go to the hospital because he was drug seeking. She refused to take his vitals or allow anyone else to do it.
Me and the secretary, Tiana both, asked the charge nurse, Annalene, hey, he's asking for help. Can we help?
Yeah.
She said no.
The charge nurse then requested deputies send Wingo to a padded isolation room. After growing tired of hearing him complain, he was slowly dying.
Hi, do you have a pad open? I got an idiot over here playing games. He's trying to get to the hospital, so he's just playing around.
When a deputy opens his cell, Wingo collapses to the floor. It takes the deputy 9 minutes to pick him up. When he's put inside the padded room, they strip him of his clothes, leave 2 cups of water inside, and close the door. Jail policy requires staff to look inside isolation rooms every 15 minutes.
Did you look in the cell door?
Yes.
Did you look in the window?
Yes. But the jail video shows that's not what happened. When it's time to check on Wingo, the deputy never looks inside 2 different times. A short time later, Wingo is found cold to the touch, not breathing, dead at 9:51 in the morning. Tiffany Wingo is Cavell's sister.
At the end of that, I felt like he shouldn't have died like that. Like, he died alone. He died in the room screaming for help, and he asking y'all for help. And then at the end, y'all tried to give him help, and which it was too late.
Kiara is Wingo's daughter.
How could so many people sit around and just watch somebody suffer like that and not help?
The charge nurse claims she never heard staff say Wingo couldn't breathe, and she didn't check his vitals because he was rowdy.
Explain rowdy. He was loud. He was, I don't know what he was saying. He was just disruptive.
Timothy Gardner is the family's attorney.
He wasn't loud, he wasn't disruptive, he was in pain. She also claims that he was fighting other inmates. He wasn't fighting other inmates, he was fighting for his life, and she chose to even observe that.
Not even sheriff investigators believe the charge nurse.
You said that if somebody's acting out, you don't take their vitals. We've seen the video, and I've yet to see him throughout the video acting out at all.
This past June, the sheriff's department concluded its investigation, finding no crime committed or jail policy violated. The medical examiner ruled his death natural, caused by a perforated gastric ulcer. No drugs found in his system.
At the end of the day, they just didn't care. There was nothing he could have done to make them care. It's who they are. It's criminal, quite honestly. If you're entrusted to care for someone, just like if you had to care for an elderly parent or a child, and you failed to care for that person when they were telling you they were sick, and then you chose to put that person in a corner, in a closet, and ignore their cries for help despite the clear signs that these people were in distress, and they died, then you're going to be held accountable. That's a crime. And their behavior makes you question not only their responsibilities as nurses and sworn officers, but as human beings.
The investigation into Wingo's death and the detention center continues tonight. Reveal investigator Andy Parati digs into the history of complaints about the detention facility, and a jail nursing expert weighs in on what she believes the nurses did wrong.
This man is a walking time bomb, and they put him in a cell and left him there. That's pretty disturbing. I mean, you watch that video, and it's the most heartbreaking thing I've ever seen.
You can hear more tonight from her at 11 on Update.
Let's talk some football as the NFL season gets closer and closer. Today was the first full day of full pads for our Atlanta Falcons. Running back Todd Gurley among those who got the day off today. Some of the Falcons were looking ahead to getting out there today. Our Alex Glaze has much more from Flowery Branch.
Today was the first day of full pads for the Falcons, and Dan Quinn said it's also the beginning of an important 3-day stretch for his team. Now, the Falcons have done plenty of virtual learning over the past couple of weeks. Now it's time to apply that learning on the field. Quinn said these padded days are important for the linemen, especially rookies like Marlon Davidson.
He's been in pads in like 282 days, I want to say, somewhere around that. You know, it's been a very long time. So when you put them pads on, you know, people start to come out the woodworks and be like, you know, hey, it's time to go now.
Davidson was drafted in the 2nd round, and one thing was apparent to Quinn as soon as he met Davidson. The guy loves some football.
It shows in his play, and, you know, from the scouts who went to practice, it shows in the way he practiced, and then being around him and, you know, hear him talk about different techniques or things he's been involved with. It just came across so strong and clear about how much he loved to compete.
Davidson will play multiple spots on the defensive line this year, and with this being such an unusual offseason,